Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome back to Let's Play Banished. This is episode 2 of our Relaxathon. We're just chilling and hoping to enjoy a successful village. I'm a little concerned that our village is in fact going to perish horribly. We have very few tools left. We have no coats left, which we're gonna handle. We're handling it right there. Boom. We're gonna make hide coats out of leather, and we have leather because we hunt deer. But we're low on fuel. Our forestry options are just not looking so hot. I'm not quite sure how to address this. Do I have any seeds? That's really not gonna help, is it? It's gonna take like 3 years before the orchards actually produce wood. So, you see all my people are running around there gathering the stone that I told them to gather because they're mostly bored during the winter. This is such a ridiculous waste of space. And yet, I so desperately need the raw materials. The other option is to put it over here and make them walk and build a bridge. Really, here would be better, probably. Can I even build a road over here, for example? No, this is... I don't know if my people can walk over this or not. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah, this isn't even tunnelable, so I wouldn't be able to build a road. Tunnels can go, so for example, through here. Tunnel. Or through there, yeah. But it looks like this is not actually tunnelable territory. But it is also unroadable, which means there will be a decent amount of space with just no road. So, I think due to the efficiency question, we're gonna build our forester up here. And we're also going to give him a bridge. A wooden bridge, naturally. See if we could find the shortest place. 24, I think, is pretty much the shortest. That's definitely not going to be shorter than that. Nope. Cancel. Stop. Cancel. Oop. Bridge. 24, okay. You can also change priority of things, like if you desperately need to build something with increased priority, but I've never seen it be significantly effective. And we need a blacksmith. Maybe we just need more foresters, because it does look like we have quite a few trees, doesn't it? Perhaps we should also clear the forestry area of iron and stone to facilitate... Oops. I have not played ESDF in a long time. I use it for FPSs and stuff sometimes, but some games don't let you rebind. At least not very well. Bethesda. So I sometimes just can't do it. And then I get out of the habit. I like it though, it gives me more keys with my pinky finger. Storage barn will eventually be built. Something that I've probably done without paying too much attention was overbuild things. So now my builders have a lot of tasks to do. 800 meat from that. One of these guys actually end up harvesting 700, 716. So the space that a field takes up is obviously way less, or it takes up more space than hunting cabin, but it requires less empty space. But if you have 3 buildings working in the same area, then the efficiency problem becomes less critical. Okay, trading house here, and then the bridge over this way. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna go. So, we'll go ahead and throw it down so we don't forget. As good a place as any. Actually, it's a terrible place, but it's the only place we have available. We can expand this direction, and then I guess we'll expand down this way. Mountains are rough. All this territory is just completely unusable. That's okay. You can get by with quite few buildings if you are if you're careful, because you really only need, oh good, this person's out of tools. This is an absolutely critical situation if they don't get tools, because all the tools kind of start sort of breaking at the same time, and if this guy doesn't get enough tools, then he's going to end up, if we don't get enough tools, then he's going to end up not being able to resupply people, and it's all going to turn out terribly. So we need to up our harvests again. The only reason I'm doing this is because this is early game critical stuff. I don't want our people to perish. How's this coming along? So I super high prioritize this thing and it's still not done. Although I guess it's done before everything else. Looks like we're gonna get our harvest in early enough. Sometimes you get an early freeze and the plants start dying at a time, and then, well, that's just sad. The reserve of tools is low. The reserve of logs is low. The reserve of food is low. You know what? We're gonna manage. We'll be fine. Oops. What are you doing? You're idling. You're a blacksmith. An uneducated blacksmith. You can't do anything because there's no wood. These guys are eating up all the wood we have, but we desperately need the firewood. And yeah. Well, hopefully we'll survive. Ugh, wow, sorry. Okay, so we're waiting for this to finish. So we can boost our speed a little bit. There's a fun quote about Banished, which is, by the time, if you notice a problem, it's already too late to fix. It's pretty accurate. Like, you need to be aware of the problems that are occurring and address them before they happen. Like, building the blacksmith after I run out of tools would have just been a death sentence. Or if you start running out of clothes, it happens in winter, or if you guys are starving, like, the economy moves so slowly because it's based on just, you know, farms and other nonsense. So I can pull those three out to get them back to laborers to hopefully get more materials moving around. Laborers can also build my road that I'm going to want here. Stockpiles build instantly if you if there's room. So if you're a sneaky person, you can throw down a stockpile without having to chop down trees. The problem is that you can't expand a stockpile, you can only remove it and then replace it. So if you end up needing a stockpile to be bigger, then you'll have to first remove all the material out of the smaller stockpile. I'm gonna keep these on 2 people, and if we have some spare workers, we'll do things there. 30 logs, so many logs. But we have this guy going, so I think we're gonna be okay. And our food is looking nice. Everyone's got food in their houses. So little stone. We probably put most of it in here, yeah. But we need to harvest another 50 stone in order to actually get this thing done. So if we don't have enough stone, then we will be sad. This has enough stone already. Okay, so let's throw down a stone harvest command. I don't see anything extra. This bridge is done, but I want to build another bridge here. And then we can do a stone gathering. I can also do stone gathering over there, because this bridge is coming up soon. We'll send them just a little bit further. No, it'll be cold. Don't die. These houses will consume more firewood than a stone house would, but once I decide to build a stone house, this house will be unlivable until, well, until it's done being constructed. So I started a game once and built only stone houses, and that was interesting because I needed much more stone, but I needed way less logs because I was just burning less firewood, so it was sort of a different juggling act. Alright, that's just the bridge, which I don't really care about. 31 logs, that's good. Come on, guys. Make more tools. Actually, we have some tools. Set our tool limit to not 3, but 30. Oh, you're cold. If people are cold, either because they don't have jackets, clothing fair, or because they're just outside when it's cold outside, they'll eventually need to go somewhere warm and then warm up, and then they can go back. So we're going to want to build a fisherman because our food is not amazing. Although being done with winter with 1,000 left is pretty solid for this area. But I think fishermen are pretty good returns on their human investment, and we have the laborers, so this is how many adults we have, this is how many students, and this is how many children we have. So we know what we need to do before we do that. Oh good, we already put all the stone in there. Okay, fine, then build that house. I don't care. We need to get the rest of the stone invested into this trading post. I need to stop building other things out of stone. And after that's done, we can build our little bridge. I'm gonna pause this bridge though. And I'm gonna execute a stone recovery thing here. Or am I? It seems like a poor choice. It's quite a long walk until this bridge is done. Our health is going down probably because we don't have any herbs. Okay, this is good. Our clothing limit is quite high, which this means we've run through all of our leather, and yeah, that's fine. We should be producing enough leather to keep up with our clothing need, as long as our tailor is building the clothes. That's what you do, you build clothes, right? So we'll put 2 fishermen out here. I think it'll probably recommend 3 or 4. Yeah. Tend to recommend a lot. We'll do 3 actually. This is a really good coverage. Tend to get about this much, but with a narrower river, it tends to be a little less. If you get like on a corner here, you can get really nice coverage, and then it's directly proportional to how much they produce in a season, so good coverage is important. Once these guys are doing their thing, we'll give them some more workers. The nice thing about like fishing and hunting cabins and gatherers huts is that they collect throughout the year, including winter, whereas crop fields will only collect once, and they'll collect everything at once, but that means that they are, well, they're very swingy. The food limit or the log limit or the fuel limit are how many units of that thing that you want in storage. If I set the limit really low, for example here, if I set the limit down to 20, then it'll say, well, I've hit my limit, so I'm not going to bother to make any more. For a lot of things, you can just set the limit quite high because you're not going to run into the limit in a meaningful fashion. So we have 0 stone, and we need stone here. So I'm going to need to execute some more gather stone commands outside of my comfort area, which is looking like it's going to be down here and down here. And this distance is similar to this one, so I'll go ahead and take these stones there as well. If you send your people too far, especially during winter, which it's not, so this isn't really a problem, they will wander halfway there, get cold, and wander back before they finish starving stone. Yeah, we're not the best planners. Let's see if we can pull up our little log. Sometimes there are funny logs, or funny log events. Nope. Eventually, we will build a church for our people so that they can be happy, and a school. Schools are actually really important. They're very dangerous because they teach people to think. But in Banished, they're more dangerous because you take children out of the labor force. So currently there's a cycle. People are born, they become 10 or whatever, they enter the labor force, they start working, they turn 50 or something, and they die. Or whatever it happens to be. I don't know how old my oldest person is. Okay, 30 so far. But I think around 50, 60, 70 they'll die. When you put down a school, all the people who would enter the workforce as they turn 10 will instead enter the school for like good 4 years or 6 years or something. Not entire seasons, but or not entire years. I think people age at like double or triple speed or something. But you'll have a delayed influx, so your growth of workers stops very suddenly. No, wait. Okay, I need the stone to go here first. So your worker growth stops and your basically expected productivity projection changes. And that can end pretty badly. But it's really important to get a school going because people who are educated are better at doing their work than people who are uneducated. And so you have to get a school at some point, and it has to be early enough that you don't run into a fully uneducated population. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down the school as the next thing. Schools also have a hilarious little quirk where if you do not have a teacher for any amount of time, the students who were in the school will simply leave the school instantly, and then they will not get an education. They will basically instantly graduate. Yeah, that could be bad. So if for some reason you have 0 laborers and your teacher dies, for example, a laborer would normally automatically replace the teacher, but it just might not happen if you don't have any laborers, or it won't happen if you don't have any laborers. So, do we need a road over here? I don't want to cut off the... Trying to get a better view of this situation here. God, this game is so pretty. So if we do one space here, then people can at least walk around. Alternately, we can do it like this, and then they can walk that way. But that's probably not really necessary, right? Like if someone's going to walk over here, then they can just walk this way and then over. It's not that big of a tragedy. So we will leave one space though, because we will want eventually people to We're going to expand out this way just a little bit, right? This is outside of our harvesting area. So this is all free game for houses and stuff. In fact, if we were desperately in need of wood, we could probably have harvested a couple more trees over here. Did the trading house come up? No, not yet. So close, come on. But look, we are not out of tools. We're not out of clothes. Our wood, do we have literally 0 wood? Where's the fuel? Coal, firewood, 0. Yeah, but no one has a cold symbol, so we're doing okay. You know, you gotta keep your reasonable goals in mind. Where's that thing I want? No, not the events, this thing. Yeah, this is going down because of our lack of a herbalist. So I think we'll throw one over here along with another forester. And then we can expand in this direction and somewhat in this direction. Because what we can probably do is do gatherist hut, herbalist, forester, and then we can have some houses and stuff along the way here. Is this gonna act as a bridge? I really want to know that, because if it does, then I can stop building this bridge, save myself some agony, or save myself some resources. Agony's not really a relevant concept in Banished. Everything's just cool. Oh no, I forgot to assign extra farmers. Although it seems to be going fine. Look at that, 2,000 food. The onset of winter, not bad, not bad. And what are you guys producing? Okay, we haven't done a full year yet, so we don't know quite yet. These guys, nearly 2K. That's pretty good. So that's probably about what we're going to be expecting for the fishing dock as well. 3 workers in a decent position. Okay, I'll start explaining these guys in just a second. Nicolene, the laborer, died during childbirth. Oh, that's sad. Okay, down to 2 farmers. Okay, trading post. Here's how the trading post works. You can put things in the trading post, whatever things you happen to have, and then a trader will come by and he will have stuff. And then you can say, oh, this is my stuff and this is your stuff, and we'll balance it out, and then we can trade. You can also create auto purchase things so that you, for example, always purchase alcohol, or you always purchase stone and iron, hint, hint, or tools, hint, hint, hint. You can also order things, which is where you ask for a specific thing. The next trader will bring said specific thing. Orders are trader specific. There are like 20 different traders. But they will bring less than if they brought that naturally, which is whatever. The consistency makes it less than a tragedy. So I don't think that my ridiculous peasants are walking across here. So I'm gonna need to build this bridge. And then I'm gonna have to decide what I want to sell. One of the things you can sell is basically any renewables, which means food, firewood, leathers, and coats. Anything that you manufacture is worth more than anything that you don't, clearly. So anything that's made out of a renewable resource or anything that is a renewable resource are fair game. So for example, we might want to say, okay, we're going to stick like 500 venison in here. Right, we're going to look how much venison we actually have. None. So maybe we'll bring that down to like 200 venison. And we will also put in like 20 coats. We have enough coats for now, and our numbers went up. And firewood is really good. I think logs are worth 2 and firewoods are worth 4 or something like that. Again, it depends on the trader, and firewood, if you have enough log production, is something that you can easily produce a lot of. Oh, and of course we need to assign someone to actually be a trader. The trader's job is just basically to bring stuff to the trading post and pick stuff up from the trading post. So there is that person, they've got a cool wheelbarrow, and away they go. We'll go ahead and build them a little bit of extra road here. Hold on, I'm going to scrap that road. Can I do that? Isn't there a remove roads? There we go. I want to build a little thing like this. There we go. And maybe I could put a well or something here. You can build wells to prevent fires, and they only take up 1 square as long as there's only roads adjacent. So there's a river right here, so it's not really necessary, but they look nice. They do take 40 stone though, so they're sort of a big investment. Given these deer that are just sitting around here, I'm tempted to build a hunting lodge over in this area. If you have mountains like this, it will funnel, deer don't walk over mountains, it'll funnel the deer like coming up through here. So you can have a highly effective hunter lodge with only 1 person. This is also a little bit funnely, which is nice. Funnel-esque. Here you would probably not have the effect because it's so hard to get to, but... So maybe we'll consider putting a hunter's lodge up here just to produce more food, and especially if we're going to be trading clothes away in order to produce more clothing. We also have 8 laborers, so let's go ahead and do that. What am I looking for? Food, deersies. It's a rather large building, but that's life. And we're going to set it slightly further away. We actually have wood in our... Look, we have logs. 9 logs. It's going to go down super rapidly, but we have them. The reason I was so keen on getting a trading post down, even though we don't really have anything to trade, is that it takes a while for the first traders to come by, and they don't always bring what you want. So you really need to get that process started. If I'm going to be trading coats for stone or something, since I'm running low on stone that's coming out of the ground, then I'm going to need to start early, or else I'm never going to get enough stone to do anything. Our next houses are going to go over here. Eventually, although this place is pretty small, we may want to build a market. Markets gather all the goods in one place. So there's people who work at the market. They gather like tools and clothes and food of all different varieties. And then the people from the houses go to the market instead of to the storage barns or something. And what this does is it helps people pick out a better variety of food, because they only have to go to one place. So instead of going to just the nearest storage barn and picking up venison and going to the storage barn and picking up mushrooms, they can just go to the market, and the market will automatically have, via the market vendors, a variety of things. And that helps, again, your health. So next investment is going to be a gatherer's hut over here. There's so few trees though. What I actually need is to build a forester to plant trees, not cut them down, and then just leave them there. Just like delete the forester, except it's a huge waste of stone. Yeah, quite a lot of trees planted though. Is that a good idea? It's either that or put my like herbalist over here somewhere. I think that's... Oh, jeez. Yes, build the school next, because we want to start educating. Put down a couple more builders. We're low on stone. Oh yeah, great. Come on, trader guy, bring me stone. I'll give you jackets. Bring me rocks. I'll trade you jackets for your rocks. One thing that I found that helps me succeed is to not just harvest all the resources I have available, to not get get overly comfortable with the current setup, because I may not actually have enough. Who? Oh, I only have one employee and I have 2 hunting cabins. Right, I don't want to get overly comfortable with the amount of stone I have and think, oh yeah, this is going to be fine. I have so much stone. This guy's hitting limits. That's great news. And we have quite a lot of iron. So for the time being, I'm not super concerned. One thing that aggravates me a little bit, let's not pretend that I'm like really getting worked up about it, but you can do logs, iron, and coal, but your little peasants will use coal to heat their houses instead of just firewood. So if you're like totally set on firewood and you just want to use coal to make iron tools, they will just steal the coal and use it to do their own nonsense. Yeah, so that's how they roll. Okay, we are going to put down this forester's lodge in order to plant trees here. The payoff is going to be pretty long term. Because we'll need to let the trees grow, but it'll only take a year or something. And we're going to need a storage pile, which we'll just stick right in front of him. And then eventually, the land will be not a pasture and not a fishing dock, but a hunting lodge, which will hopefully utilize this funneling effect I talk about. We'll put it a little bit lower so that my guys can go over here too, because there's even deersies right there right now. And then we will have a... I'm going to put them there anyway. We'll have a... Did I pause? I can't tell. A gathering hut. Gatherer's hut. Man, an herbalist will go in the area as well, and then the gatherer's hut will just build right there. But I'll wait to put those things down. I also want to put this here so I remember that I want it to be overlapping down here. Yeah, good. So you can set the foresters to just plant instead of cutting and planting. So if you set them to plant and cut, it looks like this. If you set them just to plant, you'll eventually get this like gorgeous dense forest. What's cool is if you build like a less dense village than this is like a ridiculously dense village, right? If you build a less dense village than this and you put a forester in there like later, then all the little nooks and crannies where trees could grow, so between these buildings and over here and wherever on top of this little hill, they'll plant trees there, and then you get this like just nice looking, yeah, nice looking, it's just a nice cityscape. I don't know how to describe it. All right, next episode we will investigate the potential tragedy of this plan over here. Thanks for watching. I've been Flailbot, and this has been Nova Comenzanto. See you guys next time.